Over the last 30 years, the Hubble telescope has taken millions of incredible photos of distant stars and galaxies. But the world's most famous telescope will sadly come to an end in the near future. This video, we are going to talk about the Hubble telescope and some very famous discoveries by it. So, without wasting any time, let's launch. 24th April 1990, Space Shuttle Discovery launched the Hubble telescope into orbit. As the Hubble telescope came online, scientists and engineers noticed a serious problem with its mirror. Although it was the most precisely cut mirror at that time, a slight defect of 2000 nanometers, which meant the Hubble could not take sharp images. But obviously, after 3 years, scientists and astronauts managed to fix it. So, before talking about the Hubble telescope's achievements, let's talk about the Hubble telescope itself. So, it is able to observe other parts of the electromagnetic spectrum that an ordinary telescope couldn't see, and it has advantage that as it is outside of the atmosphere, it has an unobstructed view of the universe, which allows it to capture objects that are much dimmer and distant than a ground-based telescope ever could. Even though it has given us incredible pictures, but the limitation of physics will likely stop it from seeing anything beyond it already has. In order to observe a distant and dim object, we need an extremely high resolution telescope and the ability to capture as much light as possible. Now, let's get into some physics. The resolution of a telescope is limited to the number of wavelengths it can fit across its mirror. It is also limited by the types of wavelength it can observe. As we all know, stars emit a large number of light. Although Hubble can observe a wide range of wavelength, it cannot observe anything greater than near infrared. Now, this limits the ability of the Hubble telescope to see in time. As the universe expands, the fabric of space expands with it, and when light travels in the space, its wavelength is stretched with the expansion of space. So, what I meant by this is as the light from a very distant star reaches Hubble, its wavelength is a little longer than its initial wavelength. Now, this process is called redshifting. As the distance to an object increases, the longer its light will spend traveling through space and the more redshifted it will be. So, so this is main things about the Hubble telescope, and here the physics ends. Most of you guys will be happy. And let's talk about some famous works of the Hubble telescope. One of the most famous works of the Hubble telescopes are the photo of the most distant galaxy in the known universe. In the known universe is infinite, or very less part of it has been discovered by humans. So until we know, this is the last galaxy which has been discovered by humans till date, and it achieved this in 2016 by discovering the galaxy GNZ11. This galaxy is located about 32 billion light years away, and the light we got from it shows how it was 13.4 billion years ago, and that is very near to the starting of the universe itself. So, why this photo is that famous? So the answer to this would be we could understand a lot about how our universe was in the early stages. Although the picture of it is not that clear, but still it is a very good step, and we could further have better technology, and we might know a lot more about GNZ11 that we know now. Till date, The Hubble telescope has been capturing stunning images for about 31 years. But due to its design, Hubble was capable of being serviced and maintained. And this was until the space shuttle program was there. But now, as we know, the shuttle program ended in 2012. So we are not able to maintain the Hubble telescope since then. And due to this, uh, we have faced the Hubble has faced a lot of issues. One of the most important thing would be the Hubble telescope consisted of 6 gyro, which help it to maneuver and point the telescope precisely towards the target. But recently, 3 of them have failed in the last 6 years. Even if it is limited to only some angles and directions, in about the next decade, due to orbit decay, it will soon fall into Earth and will burn up in the atmosphere. But luckily, we have the new telescope. I think you must have heard about it. It is known as the James Webb Telescope. So, before the Hubble telescope gets burned in the atmosphere or anything happens to it, which we don't want it to be, but everything has an end time, we would have the James Webb Telescope, which is planned to be launched on 31st October 2021. And let's hope the best. And that is all for this video. Please like and subscribe if you learned something new today. And new videos are coming soon, and they are going to be very informative, I assure you that. So for watching those videos too, subscribe.